Pappas from the Villains of Valley View, and you're watching Disney Channel. Oops.
Use your kinetic manipulation! Get up the power with the blue glow! There's no way! I don't have the strength! You have to try! Yes. I can't do it! Yes, you can! Keep going!
You're wasting your time. Even as the chosen one, you'll never be as powerful as me.
Maybe not, but you don't stand a chance against the two of us together. And you may be able to immobilize me, but you'll never silence me. Now!
She's amplifying his power!
I didn't know she could do that!
Does everyone in this family have secret powers but me?
How are you doing that? What's happening?
It's called payback.
And she's a real bitch. Yeah, goddamn it, we beat that little son of a bitch. Woo! Who the fuck is this chick?
It's another one of Onyx's soldiers.
Another battle? Seriously? Oh, where's my blaster?
Your blaster?
It's okay. I didn't come to fight. I'm not gonna hurt you. You're Havoc. You're the one who destroyed Onyx.
Yeah, and?
Don't you realize what that means? By Villain Creed, the new leader of all villains is you.
1 year later.
Listen up, fellow villains. The wait is over. Your new leader has arrived.
Well, Havoc, you've been gone so long, you forgot the first rule of being a villain. Always watch your back.
It's appropriate that there's a movie playing because you're about to experience the end.
Ugh, just when I thought she couldn't get worse. She's got puns.
Just so you know, we're not going down without a fight.
That's right, we're not.
Yes, Harley's here to save us. We should probably start running now.
I thought I told you to stay out of my way.
To be fair, her ability to get in the way is the closest thing this girl has to a superpower.
You may have had everyone else fooled, but not me. I know my best friend better than anyone. Well, good for you. But you're too late. Because I'm taking them down and you can't do anything to stop me.
Maybe not, but I can.
Nice entrance. This is so much more exciting than the movie.
How did you get out?
With a little help from me.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Starly knows our secret, we've all kind of become friends.
Wait, what?
It's a long story, I'll have Amy explain later.
You're friends with a superhero? I should have known you were a traitor.
At least she has my back. I mean, as villains, we're supposed to look out for each other. But just like your father, you turned on me and my entire family.
That's funny, because last I checked, you're the one who destroyed my father.
Your father attacked us and drove us from the only home we had ever known.
So how is that to open up the season? Finally, considering I got the motivation back to watch my shows, considering I had lost my motivation to finish out the 22-23 television season because nice weather hit Northeast Ohio. But Dora Dolphin made one hell of a Valley View debut as Shadow. So I'd never seen anything like it. And then Mariah Wilson as Judith Starling worked together with Isabella Pappas, aka Amy Madden / Billy Badass. I mean, does it get any more action-packed than that? I mean, and considering we have one more episode to go after this, but unfortunately we won't have time to do Pretty Freaking Scary because I got to get my ass to bed early tonight so I could go back to work for what will be a wet one tomorrow at 5 Below. With hopefully this time my friend Ashley will be there. Which a lot of my friends named, well, actually, technically all my friends named Ashley share my sister's name, but you know what I mean. The one that'll be here for my niece's birthday this coming week until July 9th, which will leave that Sunday morning before me and my father take off to Brook Park for the docu-series. So there will not be any Pretty Freaking Scary content tomorrow for sure. And then to come Friday, we're going to be back in the thick of things like we were last year with this show and Ultraviolet. We'll come home and park the bus early on Fridays and watch all to both shows, one episode of one and 2 episodes of the other in real time. And so we're going to be back in the swing of television like we never left. And I know this is a mess. I apologize. My grandfather, had some stuff from the storage units to bring back, which I helped with some of it. And then, of course, we got Bunked Season 7 coming back with whatever episodes they had filmed before the Writers Guild of America strike happened, whatever they filmed. So therefore, July 23rd, we're going to be starting that too. Right, I think it's around the time we do Georgia's, Seven Hills Home Day show, and we have to say goodbye to Villanueva's and Melania. But anyway, let's get into what was the Steve Park to Rusty Wallace installment, I think. Hold on. I know they said they counted this as one episode despite splitting it into 2 halves. So let me take a look here. Oh, this one counted. Okay, so the DVR says it counts it as Steve Park installment, and while the Villains of Valley View Wiki says it counts as episode 1 and 2 separate, even though I think she should, in my book, kind of like how I do it in my fanfic, they should take one half of an episode of part 1, the second half, part 2, mixed all together as one. But I'm not a writer, producer, or creator that's off camera behind the scenes. I'm just a fan, so it's not my decision. It's up to them. But let's take a look and see what we're gonna describe it by. So they did count it as a Steve Park installment. So they actually got it right for a change. So we're gonna do the Rusty Wallace installment later in the video. But let's go over the Steve Park installment while we going from like first half to second half. So as we all know, you saw in the beginning, it takes place immediately right after that epic season 1 finale, right as, after the Sandy Ridge finale a week after the Sandy Ridge 2022 finale took place. And let me tell you something. I mean, Vic and Eva did not believe that Amy had what it takes to go back and be villain leader, and she snuck back to the teleporter to go be the leader of villains, and it looked like Shadow. I was obviously some dumbasses on Twitter spoiled it for me before I had a chance to watch, so I wasn't really as excited, except for the whole intensity stuff. But the whole big element of the storyline didn't mean as much because I had dumbass to spoil it, or I couldn't stay off Twitter myself and end up looking at Disney Channel Twitter and finding this shit out. But turns out Shadow looked like she was going to be assisting Amy at first when being the leader of villains, be her assistant. But then, of course, she was pissed off, and rightfully so, because she turned out to be Onyx's daughter. And the fact that we'll get to Onyx making a spiritual comeback a little later. Not a little later, because we still have one more episode to go over, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. So, when Amy decided to come back, Hope thought she was doing the right thing, saying, I quit, you can be the leader of villains all you want, which she thought she was doing a good thing to, make it up to Shadow, but Shadow wasn't accepting any of that shit, and I don't blame her. So when Amy turned to leave, Shadow replicated all this shit from her father and had her trapped in the prison, and now pulled a little Denny Hamlin and Kata Bates-Diaz being the imposter, and Brett Bodine's number, Malik Rose's number, or pulling a LaMarcus Aldridge being the imposter, and Bruce Bowen's number. So, therefore, everybody was fooled, but Hartley knows her best friend like the back of her hand. So, and she knew that wasn't the real Amy. So, therefore, and the fact that, not even just Amy and Jake and Hartley, but even Colby, Eva and Vic almost blew cover to Celia, Tennyson, and we get to meet Tennyson's daughter, played by the great Mia Akemi Brown, in a few episodes. So I have this feeling the Madden secret's gonna get blown the fuck up with the as in like in their cover's gonna get blown the fuck up. So therefore, that's based on the commercials, the promos, which also proves that Jem got worse. Jem got a lot bitchier than season 1, so Jem's gonna be one of those people that figure out the secret first, and I think the Madden's coverage is gonna get blown to pieces. So this season, I think this is the season, because Live in La Vida Labrex waited till season 3 to reveal the secret of Miss Olivares and her siblings across the world. And then Chris Peterson and Brian Moore has some from La Vida Labrex, how, Shadow got to pretend to be Amy, how, like, La Vida Labrex, including my version of the fanfics, Mark and Friends, had the cybercloaks to pretend to be other people, except I don't know about other people's cybercloaks in the fanfic. I know in the real show it didn't come with their real clothes. It didn't come with the character they're pretending to be. It didn't come with their clothes. But when my fanfic, when someone was pretending to be me with the cybercloak and La Vida Labra, like what Marcus was doing in the Four Musketeer birthday episode where we did a cover of Ricky Martin, I Count the Minutes at the end. The Tim Duncan jersey came with it, but not this one, because notice the difference. The Spurs didn't start using this logo until the 2017-18 season. The second year Duncan wasn't there. So I was not this jersey, and it wasn't even a white one. If anything, it was a black one. Sorry. But, they went to the movies outside, not inside. That's what I was expecting. But when I saw that Starling was was assisting Hartley and saving Amy, I was going crazy. That whole second part of the episode, to make one whole episode, I was going crazy for half of it. That's when it really got exciting. And of course with Ease, Starling bust Amy out, and they all went back to Valley View to go kick Shadow's ass. And guess what? Shadow thought she had the upper hand, but then all of a sudden, not only Amy and Hartley got back in the nick of time, the real Amy, but I hear footsteps. I'm sorry, guys, but the fact that Starling came in there to continue, maybe do a little follow up of what she did to get Amy out of that mini prison that Shadow trapped her in, and it took a little while. But Amy and Starling with Ease sent Shadow to the, well, I wouldn't say sent her to space, because it was nighttime. They sent her. I'm sorry, Dora Dolphin, for saying this. I love you in real life, but Shadow, I'm referring to Shadow, not you. They sent Shadow's bitch ass all the way to the fucking moon. And Starling said that she's gonna be gone for a while. That's what I thought too. And then when they all got home and got going over everything and everything, Vic, Eva, and Amy went over everything. It was all fine and dandy. But then Starling, your comments didn't age very well, because it looked like Shadow was done. It looked like but we all know I knew, based on the dumbasses spoiled it for me on Twitter, that she was going to be back. I just had this feeling, and then here's the part where Onyx comes back. I got a picture of his spirits. That way Steve Blum knows I still cared. But, when it was Onyx's spirit, Shadow thought it was even something worse than what she was doing with worse than, something that she thought it was a greater good than the Maddens or even Starling. But then it turns out, hey, it's me, your dad, Onyx. I may not physically live anymore, but my spirit will forever live on. And boy, was she relieved, even though it really isn't the same, but you know what I mean. So I don't blame Shadow for being pissed off, but at the same time, it really wasn't right the way she handled it, so she got what she deserved. So way to go, Starling and Amy, for working together and looking good. So therefore, but we're just getting started. The season, we finally started the season, and now we have to go over the Rusty Wallace installment. So I will meet you all after I get through watching that to wrap this reaction video all up. Oh yeah, and before we start the Rusty Wallace installment, my reasoning as to to stopping, the episode cut scenes from the episode before it cut to me going over that Rusty Park installment, because Amy's line, "The only home we ever know," gave me a little bit of a Vietnam flashback to the Whitesnake song, "Here I Go Again, Going Down the Only Road I Ever Known," which is one of my song nicknames, which it turns out to be the Clint Boyer song. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Now, on to the next episode.
I'm Kate Amelia Jensen from the Villains of Valley View, and you're watching Disney Channel. I did that.
That's it. I'm telling my news. The Chosen One has a new power. Transference.
It's pretty cool. Check it out. Kobe, give me invisibility.
Why, gladly, old man. Whoa, no way. All I have to do is think of one of my powers, then fist bump it to whoever I want. Then, to get it back, the person just fist bumps me.
Glad that worked.
Later.
All right, Kobe, give me your super speed. Okay, now you've got it. But I don't feel anything.
Yeah, because you're not moving.
Oh, right. Feeling anything now? Having super speed is amazing. I feel so alive. With super speed, I can do anything.
And for the first time since, oh my God, then we officially concluded the runs of the Goldbergs and A Million Little Things for good back in May, back when we were getting ready when we entered the last full month of season 2, Spring is in the Air. We finally completed 2 full episodes of one of my shows. Villains of Valley View Season 2 is officially underway. Tomorrow, since it's going to rain basically all day long from the time we go to Five Below and see my friend Ashley there, keyword if, as she's working, and then we come back here and come home with no outdoor activities due to inclement weather, then we're going to watch Pretty Freaking Scary. We're going to start off with we're going to do all 4 episodes that we missed, considering they're doing 2 episodes on Friday nights instead of 1, like Ultraviolet did a year ago. But anyway, let's go over what was the Rusty Wallace installment of Villains of Valley View. And this was fast-paced, and considering it's getting pretty late, so I don't have time to do it all in one go. So that's why I'm going to move it to tomorrow. So maybe Tuesday we'll catch another show. I'll just have to wait and I'll have to figure it out. But at least I'm going to do content both indoors and outdoors now that, I'm getting the motivation to do indoor content again. But anyway, so Hartley gained super speed as we saw in the season 2 promo, like right before everything all got started. We still gotta change that fucking smoke detector. Like that shit's gotta get that battery's gotta get fucking changed. But anyway, I thought I was hoping I forgot to mention this in the final reaction video season when we went over the Christmas episode. What was the Mayfield installment when we met Riley Alazraki? I'm hoping that we can make Hartley a full-on villain and finally make Flash form more than just a 50% villain, like everybody else. But this is just a good start. This is a start of making Hartley somewhat of a villain, even if it's just 50%. The super speed, even though it's not permanent. So maybe Chris and Brian will do Hartley the same way they did Leo at Live and La Vida Lab Rats. If the show goes that far like La Vida Lab Rats did, especially as good as far as late in the 3rd season, if we even get that far in the show, maybe they can make Hartley modern day Leo or something, where she starts off as a regular person and she gets superpowers, but like Leo and La Vida Lab Rats, she doesn't, not from Centropolis, considering Leo did not have a capsule even after he regained Bion. It's kind of like how I was lucky in my fanfic where this storage room right here in the fanfics was the lab that combined, the Mission Creek lab. I think it combined the pre-season 3 Mission Creek lab, the little basement thingamajig. I used to memorize the name of the basement thingamajig in Elite Force, but I forgot the name because it's been so long. But it combined that. It combined the pre-season 3 lab before Douglas blew it up in the season 2 finale, and the Bionic Island Hydra Loop all in one, because that's how good of imagination I had in 2015, 16, and 17 at the age of 22, 23, age 21, 22, and 23. So yeah, so therefore, obviously, the whole thing was like it was going to Actually, it did backfire on Hartley. Mary Stevens, didn't like what she was saying. Although we're lucky that, Amy, Colby, and Hartley didn't blow Colby's cover in front of Mary Stevens. And so Amy could talk to her and giving her another chance. Like she said, and Mary agreed, saying, you know what, I made her a finalist for nothing, so why the fuck not? I mean, she didn't say it like that, but that's how she meant it. But in the end, unfortunately, she did not get the award. And Amy said, "There's always next year. You'll get them then." And then Amy and Hartley had a little talk on the front porch and why they're best friends and why Amy has Hartley to make her a better person while also still remaining true to herself. Because that was the point of Chris and Brian creating the show to begin with, and so maybe it's something Chris and Brian could work on throughout the rest of the show's run, go throughout the rest of this current season, if we even get that far to a season 3 or something. I do not want to think about the show getting a season 4. We still have a ways to go. Now for the subplot, Celia and Jake and Vic and Eva. So apparently, Vic, was able to sneak to Transcentropolis, and Shadow and Onyx were probably elsewhere lollygagging, and decided, you know what, I'm going to grab her old stuff and bring it back to Valley View and nobody knows. So it was Eva's old necklace. Eva trusted him to hold it in her pockets, and she was crazy. She couldn't be trusted to hold it herself. And then Celia decided to come over and solve like a podcast a mystery crime. And of course, Jake, being a slick, the Sangalo, my dad taught me this word in Spanish because, we're full on Puerto Rican. I'm mostly his side. This Sangalo. That's what Jake is, Sangalo. I don't even know what it means in English. I have to ask my dad next time I see him. But he decided, to team up with Celia rather than his own dad. And the fact that, they almost blew the cover of the necklace. And Celia wanted it, and so Jake, using a super string, crushed it. I snuck the super string past Celia, and then they just decided all they could do was laugh, considering, eventually Celia's gonna, and I know Jim knows, Jim's gonna figure it out later in the season, so the promo kind of spoils that secret gets revealed to one person. I have a feeling Celia is going to figure it out too. But as soon as she went back home to go see her husband, Robbie, I mean, Eva was a little miffed, saying, but her necklace was all torn up like Terry Labonte all over the floor. So I kind of feel bad for her in a sense. But the subplot, there was really not much to go over it. So therefore, this Friday, because my sister already be in town with the dogs and my niece and her husband, my brother-in-law, it's going to be a long, almost, I would say, June 28th, and then that whole week, that whole 4th of July, it's going to be a long week and a half with her here, and that's just going to make July 9th come a lot slower, but when it gets here, it's all going to be worth the wait, considering, by the time we get to next Sunday, the whole 4th of July festivities in Turn 1 with the Jerry Springer Man, Fireball Man, Turns 1 and 2, it's going to just breeze on by like Donny Osmond, like, it's nothing, because considering it's coming up fast, it's been coming up fast since they planned it. And then as soon as it gets here, it's going to go by fast. It's going to feel like a distant memory. And then we have off of work July 3rd and 4th. And then once July 5th comes, we're not going to have much time to, get back on our feet, because now we got to start going to preparation mode. The 5th, 6th, and 7th for 3 days to get ready for the Brook Park stuff. And then July 8th will be our warm-up. July 9th, after my sister goes home that morning, I just wake up go to bed at a reasonable time on July 8th. Saturday, July 8th. And then whether we get to say goodbye to my sister or not, whether it's the day before or it's that Sunday morning, she's going to leave, and then we're going to wake up at the usual time. We're not going to turn no cameras on, because keep in mind, that's not going to be just any ordinary vlog. It's going to be like a full-on docuseries, like you're watching it on a TV, like that. And then I still have the draft from like my Ridgeversary that's, that we're going to transform to the full finished product. So we're just 1 week, 1 week away from the 4th of July stuff, and we're 2 weeks away from the moment everybody on my YouTube and TikTok has been waiting for. So July is going to be a busy, really busy month for me. July 10th will be my day off from anything, you know, from work. All my YouTube and TikTok duties can all be exhausted. July 11th, we're back on our feet and return to the drawing board and start the Need for Speed signups. And maybe we'll start Need for Speed the week. I think the week after. I think the next week is when Melania and Villanueva's leave. So I was thinking we start around that time. Like, well, we're going to see Georgia during the time period Melania and Villanueva's are leaving. So we're going to figure everything out as we get ready for our busiest month of the year on YouTube and TikTok, let alone the summer alone, in July. So let's just get the fuck out of here so we can have some downtime, eat a good dinner, drink a nice cold drink, and get ready for what's going to be a long, wet day tomorrow. But we're going to make the most of it in the office, messy-ass office studio, finally turning into pretty freaking scary. So have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Life will give you a lot of lows. When you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn. Pace yourself. Bring your ass. Be you. You have to try harder to do less. You can't deport a dream. Sometimes the worst things in life lead to the best things. Always bet on the side of love. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Sometimes you just got to be present. You never fail until you stop trying. It never pays to worry too much about things. It's never too late to turn the day around. Another day on time. Another day to shine. Sometimes you just got to flock yourself. Trust your instincts. Stand up for yourself. Not back down to anyone. All for one. One for all. You got to bounce. Just when you think things will never be okay again, here comes a miracle that proves you way wrong. A connection can happen when you least expect it. Honesty is the best policy. Sometimes you just got to dive in. Follow your dreams. Show up for the rest of your life. When you're all chained together, every day is a win. There is no tomorrow. Everyone is strong in many different ways. Sometimes you don't get to choose who you love. Take care, everyone. Good night. And I will see you all tomorrow after work and after we're, setting everything up like Jimmy Johnson for our snacks and drinks from Five Below tomorrow to bring you guys the first, I think, 4 episodes of Pretty Freaking Scary. The world premiere being the first Steve Park installment, and then the next 2 through 3 being Rusty Wallace to Dale Sr. through Mike Skinner. So we're finally getting the motivation to do indoor content again with our shows, and we'll probably, finish what we didn't finish by the time, we got to the tail end of Spring is in the Air Season 2, going into the beginning of Season 3 of Fun in the Sun before we kick off the 2023 the kick off the summer 2023 TV Mega Mix. So see you later, everyone.